Nothing's going on except kids playing pranks, trick-or-treating, parking, getting high.
You don't really know much about Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Who wants to party with psychopathics tonight?
Getting late. I could use a drink.
Tonight, the first 1,000 motherfucking juggalos to make it to the Majestic Theater at 12 midnight will be partying with ICD, with Twisted, with Sub-Island, and with Blaze, your motherfucking dead homie!
Sam Hain. It means the Lord of the Dead. You thought no further than the strange custom of having your children wear masks and go out begging for candy.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
The goblins will get you if you don't watch out. To take you and shake you.
Welcome everyone to episode 2 of our spooky little Halloween bonus season of the Juggalo Rewind. My name is Peter. I'm here once again in the spooky season with Chris, who is messing with his microphone already. Chris, what is going on?
Trying to get in a good spot here. All excited. Spooky season, Juggalo season, Children of the Wasteland season.
This is episode 2, track 2, Children of the Wasteland, by your homie and mine, Big Blaze. But before we get to that, you know why we're here. We make that joke every time.
You know why we're here, but you don't know who we are.
The Juggalo Rewind is here to go track by track through old albums, now singles, EPs, everything.
Throwing you for a loop. You didn't expect that, did you?
Didn't. Now we're here. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. You're going to download. You're going to fucking rate and review, you assholes.
That's one way to get the people on your side. We go through track by track, either telling you stories of our past or teaching you or just bringing the nostalgia back to you. If you remember these days and you're not a super fan now, maybe just remembering this will trigger some good memories for you. Maybe you were there in the parking lot in 2001 at Halloween and you remember all of these stories.
It was cold, right? I remember being cold.
I thought it was super nice, to be honest.
See, I don't remember.
I mean, maybe later. I guess I remember it being sunny, and I remember being there early.
Yeah.
But did it get colder? I remember it being, like, kind of nice out.
You're probably right. You have better memory than I do.
You were, I don't know, a drunk 16-year-old sitting there.
We were partying, I'm sure. Who did Michigan play that day? That wasn't a Saturday.
Oh, shit. So, if you are listening to this, hopefully you are following us on all social medias at Juggalo RWD. You can find us, do our nonsense, pictures, reposts,
right,
stories. We like to talk back and forth with the Juggalos, so be a part of that. Call us, 810-666-1570. Leave us a voicemail or a text. Tell us what you think about Hallowicked 2001, if you were there or not.
Yeah, I'd like to hear some other stories, because we have our stories we'll be sharing, but I'd like to hear what other people were up to if they were there.
We always like to hear other people's perspectives. Or you can email us, juggalorwd@gmail.com. And like we said, if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Podbean, Google, or YouTube, follow, rate, share with a friend. Let's get the party started. You ready to jump in?
Yes.
Everyone knows why we're here. Hallowicked 2001. The year is 2001.
Yep.
The date, October 31st.
The venue, State Fairgrounds. The single, 3 tracks, flex, sleeve.
If you want the history of the actual fucking disc, you can listen to the last episode,
right.
episode 1. This episode, we're focusing on track number 2, Children of the Wasteland, and we're going to go, we're going to skip Hallowicked.
Yeah.
And we're going to go right to the story about the Afterparty.
Because this is the Blaze track. This is his album release party.
Yes.
One Less G and Hood is hitting the streets. Or if you were in Metro Detroit, you've been hitting the streets for like 3 weeks already.
Definitely. We're bumping it way before this. Do you want to do Tale of the Tape first, or you want to do the Afterparty first?
Yeah, let's get the Tale of the Tape.
Or do we do the Afterparty after?
Yeah, I think we save that to the end.
Okay. Tale of the Tape, we're jumping right in. Producer on this track, oof. We don't... Oof.
It's Mike P, according to One Less G Casket, but based off of the little things I've heard, some of these Mike P tracks were actually Fritz to start with, and Mike P finished them, took them over, whatever the case may be. For our purposes here, we're going to say this is a Mike P track.
Maybe we need to start taking that off of the Tale of the Tape. It's going to start getting harder as time goes on.
But for the time being, we'll say it's Mike P on this one.
All right. Time on this track, 2 minutes, 58 seconds.
Decent time. I think that's a good window. 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Do you happen to know, did you pull that or did I pull that?
I think I did.
Was that off of, so this goes into the next thing. This is not found on anything else. This is the only place you're finding this except for YouTube. So I'm assuming that's where you pulled it
Probably.
from. I guess I could look because I just ripped it, but that's long gone, so I don't know where to find that. Features, ABK, Anybody Killer.
Sorry to backtrack a minute. It's crazy that this wasn't on like one of them. Blaze had a couple compilations of like almost like, what was it called, casket cuts, like his version of Cryptic Collection.
He had the one that was very recent, so I bet
so
that
it was newer.
Oh, 2008. I bet it was 2019.
I mean, whatever the case, it's post Psychopathic, so that's probably why they own it.
Yeah, why wasn't it on a Cryptic?
But they re-released. No, they haven't released One Less G, have they? On Magic Ninja. They've done the EP.
Yeah, the One Less G like deluxe edition was definitely a Psychopathic, right?
So that's we assume why then. Psychopathic owns this track. That's why it wouldn't be able to go on a weird Blaze compilation nowadays.
Yeah, you would still think it would be somewhere, but
yeah, even in that window that he was still on the label. It's a long time still.
Nowhere at all. It's just sitting on YouTube, unfortunately.
Lost to the wasteland.
And him and ABK are out there, what would you say, guarding it? Is that what they're doing?
Man, as if you're listening to this live, we're a few days away from Fright Fest. Wouldn't it be something if they busted this boy out and played this live?
That would be a good one. I can get behind that.
I'd get naked for that.
Doesn't take much to get you naked for anything.
As long as Michigan keeps winning.
What? Let me turn that off. I almost just turned it on. We don't want to listen to it right now. We want to talk about it. Yeah, my thing says 2 minutes 52 seconds, and that's straight from the CD.
Okay, so update that. Tell it to 252.
You know, man, we forgot to talk about this. Fuck, I can't believe we missed it. In our normal seasons, so this is a bonus season, we've done Most Tasteless, Tales from the Lotus Pod, and we just finished Wizard of the Hood.
Right.
One of our new gimmicks is going through our old YouTube
history.
Fuck, and we had some good ones, so we missed out on that.
We forgot to do that for the wrap-up, yeah.
But this one, if you listen to the same one I did, at the end, there's like a weird like tag of like whoever's channel.
Oh, so that's
but it's like a girl like laying there in a bikini. So like if you're watching it and someone's like, you're like, what the fuck is this? This isn't. But it's the same song. It's the same like.
That's funny. I did not catch that.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh fuck, that's. So if we were listening to the same one, that's probably the extra.
Well, hello there.
So the only note we have, and I'm sure we would get to this eventually, but we might as well say it right now. Interesting timing, because I never like put 2 and 2 together for the timing of this. This is a remix, or it's the exact same beat as Casket from One Less G. Technically, One Less G is not out at this point.
I mean, they dropping at the exact same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be out that day.
Yeah, we had it a couple weeks early, but it's weird that two songs would literally drop on the same day. Someone could theoretically would have gone to the show, not stopped and bought Blaze's CD or listened to it, and this would have been their first.
They'd heard it here, before they heard it on the.
Yeah.
And I did see, looking at old posts from that time, a few posts saying, like, we know it's hard to find the Blaze CD, not everyone's carrying it, so look around. So, yeah, there probably was some folks who heard it first on this single.
It just seems like they were so far apart.
Technically, there's a slight difference in the beat.
Well, you can get, because that's right at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So we're about to get to the meat and potatoes, so you might as well just jump right into it.
So the beat's exactly the same, but throughout, there's a little, like, creaking. I'm imagining that's supposed to be the sound of the coffin casket. It's like a...
Not the creaking that's on the beginning of Freak Show. That's on every
that's a
movie.
gate. That's a...
You hear that on every movie and TV show ever.
That's from a database used all the time.
For sure.
The casket. And it goes throughout the whole song. It's just like on a loop of the opening. Gives it a little spookiness, I guess. A little extra vibe. I like that dead homie.
That dead homie. So we're jumping right in, eh?
Yeah.
So let it be known, Blaze, very hard to pick up on what he says.
Before we get in,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
spooky season. It's an
Oh,
old segment. We're back. A little Booski of the week.
you going to get one? Or you want me to get your other one?
Do you have one that matches this more than I do?
We can both look together if you want.
Look at beer.
I'm done. I ain't got no beer, man.
Want a brewski, huh? And a booski. Toss me a beer. Yeah.
Dog, we ain't got no fucking beer for it, Joe.
What? So? This is bad. I'm a cold one.
Yo, all right, man. We ain't got no fucking beer for it, Joe. Stop it. Jesus.
All right, come on, where's my beer?
Got a little Booski of the week back by popular demand.
We've done it for like the past 4 weeks. It's not bad. We've had a couple
Well, we
times.
didn't do it during the Wizard of the Hood.
That's true.
So this one doesn't match as well as that we would do back in Dark Lotus.
Do you need another glass?
No, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna throw in the same one, like a degenerate. But this one, good friend of the pod, Brendo, first got me onto this years ago. Pumpkin. This is the Nitro Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Now you might ask, why in the world would Pumpkin connect to Children of the Wasteland?
I would ask, why are you doing a beer that's not local like the other ones that you have, and you're drifting out of the city of Detroit for our Detroit-themed
This one's from Lakewood, New York,
Disrespectful.
Southern Tier Brewing. But Pumpkin, one of the best pumpkin beers of the season. And you might say, why is it connected to Children of the Wasteland? Well, if you were at the Bleach Dead Homie release party / after party, you would have been there watching Zugon heave fucking pumpkins at you. And one of them pumpkins hit me in the head. I'm going to crack this boy open.
That was hay.
pumpkin.
That was hay, not pumpkin.
There was pumpkins as well.
Was
They
it?
threw pumpkins. The hay was the fucking disaster. We'll get to it. But a little pumpkin for the after party pumpkins.
Were you at the after party with... Jesus.
Woo! That's the Nitro.
Were you at the one with the wrestling and the pumpkin death match? Where the little
think so.
pumpkins were getting shot into the crowd?
All those blend together when the wrestling ring was there. I remember walking in as like Viscera was wrestling like Scott Hall or so. It was something bizarre, and I'm like, it's past midnight. I'm watching Viscera and Scott Hall in a shitty ass little venue. What a happening! But yeah, Pumpkin easily available in the season. So if you got one, crack her open. Sounds like a gunshot when you open that boy.
Yeah, that's a little absurd what's going on over there.
You're not gonna smell this one probably.
Not through my COVID, I'm not.
It smells like a typical pumpkin spice beer.
I don't smell anything. Maybe I should taste it.
Yeah, it's a goodie. You gonna finish off what's left?
Oh yeah, you're gonna give me the sediment on the bottom?
No, this one's all solid. 8.6er. Woo, we're gonna get potent tonight. Spooky season.
It's gonna be a long weekend.
Oh man, if you listen to us on this live, we're recording this on the eve of number 5 Michigan and number 10 Penn State. God bless it. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be Top 10 matchup. What's Georgia playing this week, huh?
Probably no one good.
Yeah. Why don't you call on the hotline and tell us? You know who you are. Anyways, back to the podcast.
We should be recording live during football games. Hear your nonsense.
Just leave a microphone live on the bar during Michigan Ohio State this year.
We just hang it like from the
Just hang
ceiling.
it above like Madison Square Garden. Just leave it going.
That'd be real funny.
I couldn't imagine what you'd catch.
Or like a Ring doorbell, like a video in the corner of the room.
Last year, you'd see me here in tears multiple times.
Well, there's always this year.
Ooh, that tastes like a pumpkin pie. So good.
All right, you ready? Children of
go.
the Wasteland. The hook starts off with a hook. The exact same as Casket, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying it doesn't fit. I guess it kind of does, but the fact that he's in a casket.
It's spooky, but it is his gimmick. I think in general, it's kind of bizarre having this song. Like, everything about it's weird. I'm curious, like, why they just pick that track? Maybe because it's kind of Halloween and he's new to the label. They had to make something quick to, like, throw him on. But
Yeah, I'd be curious how long it took him to put this together. Was it with something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the history of this track?
Yeah, because this one's kind of bizarre.
Welcome to Bizarre. Add that to, maybe we'll put this on trivia.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Ask him what it's all about. So verse number 1, Blaze. If you're familiar with Casket, it throws you off. You're like, oh, this is not what I'm used to.
Deep.
I feel like I pick up more now that we've been deep diving this of what the song's about than I did before. So that's good. I don't think we're going to read every one of his lyrics like we do for Jay's, because Jay's is very easy to read.
Yeah, I cut you off. As you were saying about Blaze. Kind of hard to understand some of the parts of this one.
He definitely rhymes fast, and in general, I find him harder to understand.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm not saying he's like mumble rapper or whatever the fuck people say, but like
No, he's got just a gravelly voice that kind of...
Yeah.
And when he's rapping faster, and this one might have been even mixed a little rougher than most of his tracks.
It's also apparent, if you compare it to the original, that they rap the beat around the original, or he raps to it. Because there's a couple parts where it, like, falls off.
Yeah.
On this one, they just go straight through.
Right.
Like, they make no mind for the
Very
hiccup in the
mixtape,
beat.
like, where he's just rapping over a beat that's already existing.
We also, we should say... we're looking at two different versions of what the lyrics are, and they could be totally wrong. So if we correct each other or we skip a couple, then...
I made my own personal notes of what I thought
some of them say.
some of them were.
Come on a journey with me into the land of the dead, filled with voices and mangled bodies and severed heads. Are you in agreement? I guess we can't do that. We can't, like, spot check the whole fucking song.
That was the one... filled with voices. I thought he said like fingers, mangled bodies, and severed heads. Because there's just the question mark.
There's
like,
is something in there that like...
I thought it was like fingers is what I thought he said.
And like it doesn't... Like you said, is it either the mix, or is it already there, or did he like throw something in there after the fact? Like it's muddled a little bit.
The beat's very loud, like bleeding into his vocals.
Mm-hmm.
But it paints a picture, like regardless of whatever he says there, you're painting a picture of like this dead, like Hell's Pit, Wasteland.
And he gets into that, which I guess I never picked up on. Yeah. After death, there will be suffocating, self-inflicted torture, severe pain.
Yeah.
This is very clear. Why does everybody think that when you die, you go to heaven? When you die, you go to hell, or when you die, your system fails?
Yeah.
So that super clear, but in retrospect or ahead of the game, I guess, he's painting a picture of hell when you die.
Yeah.
Everything that they're talking about, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, that like they're almost the keepers. The children of the wasteland are like the keepers of the souls, right? Of the watchers of this hellish area.
Or like they're the ones in purgatory, like deciding where you're sending your souls.
I'm just skipping around, unless you just want to go like each line.
No, I dig where you're going.
He definitely, if you're not familiar with Blaze, his gimmick is that of a zombie, of a dead body. So he brings that up a couple times. Never mind the consequences. 11 years of hateful vengeance. Here we go with no remorse. He's referencing the fact that he was dead for 11 years. So he was in whatever you would call purgatory or hell or whatever. But the 11 years is definitely a reference to the time that he was dead.
Yeah, before they
Don't even do
the Book of the Lotus to raise him from the dead.
Sometime, somewhere in between 9 days and 11 years that he was,
he was resurrected.
Dead, depending on what story you want to believe.
It's like a religion. They got the story of Blaze. He came back from the dead.
I thought you were going to say like religion that it just changes based on how they want it to fit the narrative at the time.
Come on now.
I thought that's what you were saying.
No, I'm not saying that.
We're the dead, we roam the earth, the wasteland, my rebirth. I told you, bitch, I can't be hurt.
That's the line I always yell out when listening. Told you, bitch, I can't be hurt.
Now, I didn't do the research. Isn't there a song on One Last G? You Can't Hurt Me Now?
Yeah, you can't hurt me. So he's referencing that song, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cool if that's the case.
It's, again, we go back to these both came out on the same day. But he's like referencing it like you know this track, which
maybe
whenever you get back to it, you do, oh, okay, yeah, I guess he's calling that out. It's cool.
Maybe he's not, and we're just digging too deep into it, but it's pretty spot on, right?
I like to rewind a little bit where the Juggalo rewind, go back all the way up. We're just glossing over his little kind of party at the liquor store reference. Not really reference, but I just look, Juggalo can walk to the party store.
Yeah, I didn't understand where he was going with that. I'm living proof the dead can walk. The Juggalo to the party store.
It doesn't make sense, but when I heard that then and hear it now, I'm just visualizing like party at the liquor store. Like, even a dead body could come up to the liquor store, get himself a 40 and party.
Does everyone, or does anyone not in Detroit understand what a party store is? So
it's a good call because New York they're called bodegas, right? You fancy it up.
Fancy it up. It's just basically a liquor store.
Corner store, yeah.
Lots of different names.
We call it a party store here, right?
But there's
overall,
no party.
Liquor store sometimes. But, you make yourself a party. You get yourself some Alizé, as we did back when we closed out season 3.
Got some spooky pumpkin
couple
beers.
Hot chips, Sometimes they got subs. Sometimes they got pizzas.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of. Sometimes you can get gas. Lots of fun stuff.
Sometimes fireworks.
Just basically a liquor store is the name of the game.
The main product at these stores is alcohol, followed by cigarettes, followed by snacks, and then it branches out. Sometimes there's like cleaning products. You never know.
Cleaning products. Say it's not making sense, is it? Yeah, no, it's not, Blaze. That's okay, though. Guarantee the same, eternity without end. Children roam this place forever. Children of the wasteland. I guess I couldn't pick up. Is he saying that everyone who's there are children of the wasteland, or are there literally children like watching over?
It's creepier visualizing like little children watching over, but yeah,
I think he just means like you're like, if that's like spiritual, that like you're all children of Mother Earth or whatever the fuck. Like everyone in that realm is a children of the spookiness.
I think that's what he's saying. The spookiness. I think that's what he's saying, but it's creepier to visualize a bunch of creepy like. Almost like black-eyed children hanging around. Did you ever look into that paranormal phenomenon?
No.
Violent J, I think, says he's seen one before.
Of course he does.
The black-eyed children, they're like...
he has a whole song about it, doesn't he?
I think he does. Was it like a bonus, though, somewhere?
Was that the one where he, like, his solo tour, or...
Maybe.
One-off show, or he did something?
Anyways, black-eyed children are a paranormal phenomenon where, like, if you're somewhere in the dark, even sometimes at night, you get a knock on the door. Very spooky, very ominous. You open it, or if your car door, you have a little kid hanging outside, you open it, just fucking pitch black eyes. Creepy, staring at you, pitch black eyes. Like Men in Black or...
Devil's eyes.
Yeah.
The blackest eyes.
And they, like, have no emotion.
The blackest eyes.
Creepy, the ominous, like a omen of something to come. Very spooky.
Like the crow.
Like crows, yes. Not like crow.
No,
Crow.
I mean crow, not crow.
Yeah, like the crows.
Lots of different crows out there in the Juggalo world.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Hook repeats.
Yeah.
In the
We've heard-
casket.
Heard before.
Yeah.
Series 60 deep.
Then we get ABK. We didn't mention, so you started to, but maybe before we get too far. Fuck, where do we want to do this? Maybe it's too late. Maybe we should have done this before.
What's this?
The history of Hallowicked singles.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, why didn't we do that like in the first one? Jesus, how did we fucking
You
miss
just
this?
need to, like, plug that in at the beginning. People know.
I would think so, but very quickly. ICP started doing Halloween shows in 1994, minus 1 year that they had to delay it, and it was in December.
Why did they have to delay it?
That's when Jay broke his collarbone.
Oh, okay.
It's been in Detroit every year except for one. They give out a free CD or tape early on every year. So 94 Dead Pumpkins. 94. We kind of touched on this.
Yeah.
95 Rotten Treats. 96 Halloween and Military, but it was on a tape that had all three and an interview.
Okay.
All ICP songs.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Johnson's Head, 97. Remix. 98 was your first song with someone else.
But it was still theirs. It was just theirs.
It was ICP, Cottonmouth, and Twisted for Pumpkin Carver.
Banger.
99, Sleepwalker. 2000, Toxic Love. 2001, you have, as we talked about last episode, 3 songs on this CD.
Mm-hmm.
What was ICP's? Every Halloween?
Every Halloween.
So technically, I guess you could say it for Twisted's coming up on the next episode. This is the first Hallowicked track that isn't ICP.
Are these the only 2 also?
No, because you have a couple. You mean just solo? Like
considered Hallowicked tracks that are not ICP.
What's the first year they were at the Russell Industrial and there's like fucking 7 songs.
Oh, really?
There. There's like Ouija Mac has Dead Body Man 3. There's a Zug song. There's an Esham song.
Oh, okay.
That's like a whole fucking EP.
I was out of that. I didn't see those are the ones I don't know. But what a huge gap though. Till you get to non-ICP.
Well, again, long story. We'll touch on that in the next episode.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother. Remind me. There's a whole nother branch of that.
Yeah.
What year is this? 2001. What am I missing? No. Oh fuck. We're wrong. We're absolutely wrong. Rewind all of that. I keep thinking 2000 was Toxic Love.
Yeah. 2000
was the compilation CD, right?
Yeah.
Is Juggalo Party not on that CD?
Oh no, Juggalo Party is the single, right?
The Twisted, ABK, and Blaze?
Yeah.
So that's on that compilation CD.
Was Toxic Love also on it?
I think so. And aren't all the ones... Look up Hallowicked 2002. Because there's 4 CDs in that box. There's Bizarre Freak Show, and the Hallowicked CD. Hallowicked 2000.
Yeah.
I think Juggalo Party's on that. So I'm wrong.
Yeah, Juggalo Party's on Hallowicked 2000.
So, anyways.
Toxic Love's not on it at all.
What?
No, it is. You're right. No, that's the first track.
That'd be hilarious if it wasn't.
Okay. This listed as Toxic Love ICP, first song on the EP. Then it goes through all the ICP tracks. Out of order, by the way. It goes Pumpkin Carvers, Halloween Military Street, Dead Pumpkin, Rotten Treats, Mr. Johnson's Head, Sleepwalker.
Makes no sense.
And then it says Twisted Juggalo Party. Yeah. So you're right. Last year
was the first non-Twisted, non-ICP.
Totally forgot about Juggalo Party.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. This isn't a Hallowicked 2000 podcast.
It isn't.
This is 2001. We didn't think about that part.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you. Don't call us out. We're here to party for Halloween.
You know how many beers Chris is deep right now?
It's getting late. I need a beer.
So technically, this is Blaze's first solo
That's what it is.
Hallowicked song. But
It's been 21 years, guys. Give us a break.
it's not the first non-ICP, but it's still in the era of them loosening up the reins a little
Loosening up the rules.
bit. So, on that note, is this a Blaze track or is this a drive-by track? I consider it a Blaze track.
I still say Blaze because Drive-By wasn't. I guess it's referenced on the EP, right? Don't they reference themselves as Drive-By, motherfucker? Yeah.
Maybe, but you're also going backwards. Like, do you consider Pumpkin Carver Dark Lotus plus Cottonmouth?
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
how far back can you go?
I don't consider any of these songs from this time as Drive-By.
Because that would be the whole fucking CD.
Yeah.
Of both their CDs.
Right.
So.
That one would have been a Drive-By album.
I just wanted to throw it in there.
Yeah.
So. Okay. All that to say, verse number 2.
It's the ABK.
ABK just throwing it out there. Hallowicked, October 31st is back again. Was ABK at Halloween before?
No, this is his first appearance.
Is this... Man, now we're going back. We should have done Hallowicked 2000. Riders was at 2000.
Yeah.
ICP and Twisted were at 2000. Was Blaze at... Oh, yeah, no, he definitely... Was he? Did he open? He must have. I was thinking maybe this is Blaze's first. But this could be ABK's first.
Oh, it's definitely ABK's first.
Unless he was hyping for Blaze at 2000.
He could have been a hype man, but that doesn't count. He's not an artist. From now on, I'm an artist.
But he wasn't an artist in 2001.
Yeah, at that point, he's ABK. You know him as ABK.
But he didn't have his own set.
No, but he was not just like a hype man. Hype men to me is they have no personality, they have no name. They're like a referee. They're there to like help paint the picture.
Okay, Vince.
But they don't have a character. Where he's already he's ABK at this point. So this is official ABK debut.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Was that ABK? Oh, that reference went right over your head.
First I'm like, wait, where's this going?
Anyways.
Just stick to the road.
Go away.
Go away.
All right, so ABK's coming in hot.
You just keep sidetracking ABK's sweet-ass fucking verse. That's what you keep doing, because ABK murders it here.
All right, then you take... What do you
No,
like
you
about...
go on.
No, what's murdered here? You tell me. I'm not hating on it either. I'm just being difficult.
I just think ABK kills it on this. I like you leading the way, though. I don't like this. Go on.
You like me reading it like it's poetry?
Yeah. Halloween, where spirits are free to roam, which is a, kind of urban legend when it comes to the holiday of Halloween. That's when you could... The barriers between the living and the dead are thinnest, and you could talk to them.
You're so...
See, this is why I shouldn't lead it here.
You're just talking about... I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what he's talking about. The barrier between the spirit realm and the world are open, and so that's what he's discussing here.
All the dead are resurrected. Juggalos fully protected.
I don't get that.
I guess if everyone's afraid of the spirits, the Juggalos shouldn't be. They're protected.
I like this little Dark Carnival iconography coming up here.
Pre-Lotus for him.
He's like, you guys kicked Mars out. I need to get in this.
Yeah, because this is before.
Yeah, before they re-recorded it.
That we know of. Follow the path of the Lotus just to see where your life is headed.
That is interesting.
That he's dropping Lotus? And
yeah.
Did he record anything
yet?
Because
as we discussed last week, Mars dropped the Lotus diss track. He's out of the group. They're already on shit terms.
They were on shit terms 3 days after the
yeah, it was very quick.
Did not take long.
So, yeah. I wonder when they announced that ABK was going to be in Lotus. I don't think they announced they were recording it or anything at this point. Because they're touring it.
Yeah.
They're doing Lotus Live without ABK. He's on the tour, but he's not coming out with it.
Oh, yeah, because he's hyping for Blaze, right?
Yeah, he's the only one who has one set. He's like, man, I'm living it good here.
Is he on the... No.
Oh, no picture of him with him?
No, it's a Blaze picture.
Well, you got to pay your dues.
Yeah. His CD doesn't come out for another 2 years, right?
Right.
I don't notice this in Blaze's verse, so I don't know how he... Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. ABK very definitely like punches in each line, right? Like it's not smooth. It's like you can tell he raps a line and doesn't rap the next line. Like he does them one at a time.
Yeah.
Because he's cramming a lot into these lines. So he couldn't. Can you imagine him doing this live? There's no way. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You think he's dropping in each line individually?
Yes, 100%.
It does sound like it does sound like jagged. Like when it cuts to the next line. Like
I'll go one further. I think he cuts him in half. Like I don't know if yours is like looking like mine is.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's like all the dead are resurrected. He does one, and then the next take is Juggalo's fully protected. Still watch out for all the children. Cut. Rising up from the wasted land. Cut. Like there's a comma, there's a break in all of those. I think he cuts each line, which sounds cool because he kind of has a different effect on his voice. Not a effect like post, but just like how he's delivering it. But I think he's cramming a lot in there, and
I think he can still do it live, but it sounds like it's cut up, but it has a cool effect, like you said.
It has a cool flow. It's just it's a little crammed. You're putting a little bit of a 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
They're both
in the
going
best
like
way humanly possible.
double speed when you compare it to Casket, for sure.
Oh yeah, and it's tough. Like that's why we can't understand that. Jesus. But he is still talking about like the children. Still watch out for the children rising up from wasted land. Come one, come all, we all together with a hatchet in our hand.
He's like, sign me, motherfuckers.
He does that a lot. We've talked about it before, right? Like he just tosses out everything that needs to be said.
He's buying in. He's a company man.
He's
like Tommy Dreamer. Put that t-shirt on. He just comes out in psychopathic t-shirts.
Come on, Jay, you son of a bitch. Never understood the difference between life or death. Because when we're living, we're tripping. But when we're gone, we're at rest. I'm taking liberties with the grammar here when I read that.
Yeah. Why don't you call him out like you called out Violent J for the way he discussed years and days?
Well, it's because I'm not reading we tripping and we gone. I can say we're tripping. He just didn't. Jay doesn't know fucking English.
He doesn't know how time works.
Yeah. He doesn't know how time works.
I watched that Patreon about time, and fucking Joey V had to fill in for Jay. He wasn't there. See, he should have showed up and learned about time.
How did my man Joey V do on that?
He was very quiet, very timid man.
Yes, he's a good dude.
It was great because Shaggy was in the middle. He was sitting in this big ass like throne chair. He was so uncomfortable, and he's like, I don't like this chair. He's like, you said this, you try it. Put him in the middle. So you just watch him back and forth.
I need to watch that. I just saw him recently perform. Joey V. Good show.
Son of Rock.
He is.
We got these Zug Thugs in the motherfucking house!
Maybe we'll have him on here. We need to talk to Joseph V.
Joseph V.
Joseph V.
Why is everyone named Joe in fucking Juggalo World?
That's true. This is 3 of them.
That's a lot.
Woken up from the dead because I'm always in a panic. Running through the neighborhood, steady yelling, psychopathic.
Still, man. Like he's
every
company
other
man.
line. Uncontrollable state of mind. Look in my eyes and you will find that the world's going crazy because the underground's alive.
Yeah, all of it.
Is he talking about the underground rap scene or the underground literal? Or both?
The Chuds? Cannibal, humanistic underground dwellers?
Thank you. All right, then the hook comes back again in the casket, buried 6 feet deep.
This is me when this came out, and ABK on One Less G, and then Hollow Point and Gang Related. I'm full blown ABK is the fucking man. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
His flow here is sweet. He's like hitting on all cylinders for me at this era.
Now talk about punching in every line. This one, they almost go back and forth, right? With every, like, not line for line, like in each line, they're doing...
Yeah, they juggle it back and forth.
Very tough. I don't have it where it's broken down. I think he updated it online where it's broken down, but I will try to not let that stop us. Every year at Hallowicked, the dead walk amongst us. Children, tortured souls. There's another Lotus line. Every year, I start the urge, no reason to have to burn the blood till the Lotus made the save and brought me back up out my grave.
Yeah, from what I heard, it says every year I stalk the earth, nobody stops to burn a blunt. That's what I thought he said.
I mean, that's better than burn the blood that was originally there. But it's nice that the Lotus made the save and brought him back to life.
He's getting his storyline. I like that. He was brought back from life from the Lotus.
Now your homie walks forever, looking for a head to sever. Oh man,
feeling this one, aren't you?
No, I like it. I like the song, but there's just so much verbiage that I don't.
And it is all over the place.
Yeah, now he's like killing people. Target chosen, pull the trigger, in your chest the bullets enter. Out your back, lungs explode, and your brutal body falls.
Lyrically...
And then he like is running the guy's pockets.
Well, you know, he's always got to get a little cash. Lyrically, none of this like makes any sense. It's kind of like all jumbled over, but listening to it...
It flows
sounds
awesome.
Cool as fuck.
Yeah. But dissecting the lyrics, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
No time to... so he's running his pockets. He's stealing all of his money, right? Because he killed him. No time to argue, you might be rich, but where you're headed, you ain't shit.
See, that one is... That's where ABK jumps in. He's like, you ain't shit.
So he's saying... He took his cash and his watch. He's saying... Hey, I'm alive. I can use this shit.
Yeah.
You're dead. You can't use it where you're going.
Right.
So that's interesting. Once inside the gates, you'll see all the pain and suffering caused by you upon the earth. Only 6 feet deep is yours. Very deep. That once you're dead, that's all you have. Is
you only have the 6 feet above you.
Yep.
I think it's a bummer for Blaze to be rapping about just death all the time. Like, literally, that's all, especially in this era.
Yeah.
He kind of goes out of it, you know, as he progresses. He becomes like a guy from the Nether Void and out in space.
Outer space.
And then he becomes kind of like a weird, I don't even know what he is. When he had like that, he looked like fucking Jack Pumpkin or whatever from Nightmare on Elm Street, and he had the weird like hat. He looked kind of like an emo like.
He was literally like talking about building people, like he's like checking people's literal casket maker.
Yeah, he had a weird run. Now he's just like a dude. Like he's still Blaze, ya dead homie, but the whole dead homie thing's kind of gone. But in this era, early on, they're like, you got to be in the gimmick. You're singing about fucking death and being buried all the time. I'm like, I wonder if that'd be weird.
You probably hit a wall somewhere, right? Where,
Right.
How much more can you?
Right.
Now it's just like Riders and East Side Ninjas is him. Like that's
he's just rapping like
that CD is the ESN is just Blaze.
Yeah. He's just a dude rapping about shit he likes.
All the killings and the crimes coming back 1,000 times. You're gonna pay for all your crimes. Ain't no preaching until it's over. That doesn't rhyme. But I think that whole last verse is them just killing someone and saying, well, you know, where you're headed,
right?
You're going to pay for your sins. Ironically, he just killed a random dude. What did that guy do? He doesn't have any... It's not like it's 12.
Yeah. Like, looking back now through it, it's like Blaze kind of lays the groundwork about the theme of, like, the Wasteland, what it is. ABK just like, I'm gonna rap about sweet ass fucking how cool Halloween is. Like, this is just cool ass Hallowicked track.
He might as well be rapping his resume. He's like, really 1992 to 96, crazy clown.
Yeah, his really was like an interview to try to get a job, and he killed it. It was fucking sweet.
I bet he was wearing a polo when he did it.
He was not wearing a polo.
Professionals wear polos.
But yeah, we have Blaze laying the groundwork, setting the stage, paint a picture, ABK putting in his resume, and then Then they like discuss someone who gets killed and gets sent to the Wasteland. So ABK's verse doesn't really fit in the story, but I think he has the best part, that second verse.
Just because it like flows.
Yeah, it just sounds cool. It's a party Halloween track. Like going back to the track we forgot, Juggalo Party, same thing.
Oh,
Juggalo Party track, like
that song was fire.
they have a run of tracks like that. The Triple Threat Boys, what do you want to call the Blaze Twisted Crew? Their Halloween tracks in the early 2000s were all like have a good party vibe to them.
Yeah.
And this one definitely fits that.
Good mix of spookiness and
just enough
and
spookiness,
fun.
but like one you want to throw on a Halloween party. And then all your regular friends will be like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
All your regular friends.
Actually, in all my Halloween parties, last week's track was always on the Halloween party mixes. Every Halloween.
It's a good one. Yeah, this one, I don't know if it... All right, here's the question now that we've ended the song, right? Does the beat being taken from Casket help or hurt it?
I think it helps at the time because you're trying to establish him.
It helps us. I think that's what makes it sweet for us.
Yeah.
But overall, to a new listener, I think it may hurt it. I like the song, but I may like it because of the beat, in spite of the lyrics.
The lyrics are a jumbled mess. As when you just read them and try to figure out what's going on. And as Mustard struggled and we struggled.
If Mustard struggled, then we all struggle.
There's a lot of parts where you're like, wait, what are they saying? But when you listen to it when it came out, that didn't even register. Like you said, the beat is banging.
Yeah, you're just doing the fucking
you catch
the Blaze dance.
The couple, like I said, October 31st is about, okay, sing my Halloween, I'm into it. But yeah, when you dig a little deeper, you're like, okay, what the fuck is happening in this track?
Yeah, it's a little tough. We still love it, but it's may not be the best lyrically, if you will.
Yeah.
And I even hate saying it like that because it's not what I mean. It's just it's forced and a little jumbled. Maybe the story is there, but there's enough little things going against it that make it difficult to like push it forward.
When you have to do a deep dive, it's hard to like figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
But if you're just gonna listen to the song and like vibing out, it hits all the vibe fucking checkpoints for sure.
All right, so we've discussed the track. Now do we want to go back and discuss the Hallowicked Afterparty very quickly?
Yeah, I think it's fitting to
end it with that.
Yeah. This is Blaze's album release this day, and he ends the night with a little after party, record release party.
It's it hasn't happened for a couple of years, but there was a little bit of a history of Hallowicked after parties.
Yeah.
I want to say 96 and 97 they had them, and then this would be the first one since. It's a nice little throwback to what they used to do. You said in the last episode that they announced this like 2 days before, right?
Yeah.
So $5. So I guess we should restart.
I could pull up the announcement.
Yeah, if you want to.
On the
as we mentioned, the Hallowicked was at the State Fairgrounds, which is on 8 and Woodward. The after party was at the Majestic.
Yeah.
So that's down Woodward a little bit. Not walkable, but a good 10-minute drive.
Oh yeah, definitely not walkable. That's a hike. Because this is on the outskirts. This is like Ferndale borderline. So before I read the post of the after party, you're discussing like the ride there. So I was with Steve and Sanchez, I believe. We're leaving.
We should ask Andrew how he got there. Do you want to know how he got there?
No. I mean, I want to know. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I know whose van he...
Oh, okay. I do remember this story, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but...
So, this is funny because
not all of us go to a show with Roddy Hogan.
We were all there together. We all kind of hung out, but we all separately arrived and went. So I was with buddy Steve, we mentioned a few times, and a friend of ours, Chris Sanchez, comic artist. Check him out. Anyways, we're all pretty young. Chris is a few years older than us. We somewhat know around the city. Like you said, it's a straight shot down Woodward. Somehow we pulled out of the State Fairgrounds with the opposite direction. Once we figured it out, we got so nervous that we weren't going to like get in because they say only for the first what was it?
Which is funny.
First 1,000, which is a lot of people. In the grand scheme of things.
I guess the place only holds 1,000. So yeah, assuming how many people were at Hallowicked, then. Yeah,
you had to be at Hallowicked and.
Did you? You couldn't just go there?
Well, here, let me read the post as we go along here.
It's funny that you went the wrong way, though. It's not the first time you've taken the street and gone the wrong way.
No, definitely not. But like just the fact that we were so nervous, and in the end, like everyone was still getting funneled in.
Yeah.
But as we move along here, this is from Jelly Nuts on October 29th. Legend of ICP.com. He says, "Yo, you thought the Hallowicked was the end of the fun? Hell no, Juggalos. Psychopathic is turning Hallowicked into a late night event by staging Blaze Dead Homies record release party."
Little did they know, years later, it would literally be a late night event.
It says, Blaze Dead Homies record release party starts October 31st, Halloween at midnight. Tickets are super cheap, $5. But here's the catch. The show is only open to those who attended Hallowicked, and it's only open to the first 1,000 Juggalos. So if you're not one of the first 1,000, you're ass out. Which later, when I read Jelly Nuts' recap post, he's like, I was so glad they didn't cap it because they were letting everyone in after that.
It's not like they could fit 8,000 people in there. That still has a capacity of like 1,100.
Yeah, what's the Majestic's capacity? I think it's a little bit more.
I wouldn't guess it's any more than 1,100.
Oh, you're right. 1,100. So 100 extra. But they sold you. They made you believe.
They do. They're good at storytelling, that's for sure.
As we went back, the State Fairgrounds was pretty packed for that show. Because that holds 5,000, is that what we said?
Probably.
Yeah. So that was the post announcing it a few days before. And on the show... I'm sorry. I can't believe that they only let Hallowicked people in. Did you have to like show your ticket? What if you lost your ticket? I don't remember that. And as this post said, they let anyone in. So they probably were getting a lot of that where people were like, I don't have my ticket, I lost it.
Yeah.
And they're like...
That's kind of stupid, but whatever. That's fine.
I mean, I think in there, you imagine you sold more, at least double. You could say at a minimum double, if not triple, the capacity of the Majestic. Mm-hmm. So in your mind, you're like, okay, we cap it just in case. And then once you realize you're not having the entire crowd showing up, then you just let everyone in. That's my guess of how that went.
Okay. You're a guess.
What?
Second week in a row, you're not answering my goddamn
What was your question?
No, it's fine. Go ahead. You're right. I understand.
You were asking about like if you didn't have tickets and how would you do it, right?
Yeah, but just like any other concert, like you have 1,000 tickets. They're all sitting at the door. Mm-hmm. You pay your $5. You give the person the ticket. When you run out, you don't let anyone else in.
Yeah.
How fucking hard is that? But the show that you went to the first show, I think that's kind of stupid. There was no way that they like held that. I don't know. As we're recording this weekend shows, they have the DJ Clay after party, and if you're at the Palcast, Fright Fest, or Bloody Sunday, not Fright Fest.
That was listed on there.
It was,
yeah, which I thought was pretty interesting.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
They said they were at any of those three events. There'll be people there at flyers, and you bring that flyer, and it's a free entry, which is also cool, but you have to show the flyer again. So the flyer is your ticket. Yeah, but kind of same concept. Like I said, I imagine they are banking, they have, say, 3,000 people at the State Fairgrounds. Mm-hmm. So even if you expected 3/4 of them to show up, you might have people at the door getting upset. You wouldn't get upset, I guess. You just said just first come, first serve. It's sold out, yeah. You get a little incentive to try to buy tickets. A little late rush, kind of like Vince would sell tickets, a little late rush, a little last minute announcement. Maybe leave a little early so you can get down there. Some people did, I bet. I may have. I remember a story specifically outside, but I'll save that until next episode. So. Remember the old the after party at the Majestic Cafe? Now that was fucking tiny, and we showed up late, and you were dressed as Jesus, and were able to finagle us in. That was good times. That could have been one of the pumpkin deathmatch ones. That was early 2000s. This was just in the cafe, and it was Blaze, and then Twista came out with him. No, it wasn't in the cafe. It was in the... Oh, really? That was when you snuck us in? Or not snuck us in, got us in. The one at the cafe was the one that we got Nick in. That's what it was. Okay, you're right. But the one where I was dressed up, George let us in. Yeah. Because he was working the door, but he was behind the glass. Okay. Tons of good after parties at the Majestic Complex.
Oh yeah, that's a Hallowicked Halloween beacon.
Right.
Later to be taken.
I'm kind of bummed that nothing's going on there this weekend.
I know, it's kind of I don't want to say disappointing that Magic Ninja doesn't do after parties, but because they had a run of awesome ones.
I was kind of hoping they'd announce like a last minute shelter one at this show, but they did that one year. Remember, they're like, everyone come down to the shelter. We're gonna do what do they call it? Not a cipher, but there was like
but that was a Hallowicked. That wasn't a.
Was that for Hallowicked they did it?
That was when they do the Deadly Medley.
Deadly Medley, that's what it was.
They had like a whole show there, and by the time we got there, I think that's all we saw.
In the basement?
And it was packed.
Yeah. Anyways, where were we at? The after party. Blaze. See, you get sidetracked with psychopathic after parties.
Yeah, that could be a whole story in itself.
But that's the backstory. Originally announced that it was going to be, you had to be at the show to get in. So that's the announcement, which also, 2 days ago, 2 days before they said it was on the website, I feel like I remember first hearing it at the show when Rude Boy in the intro announced it, because I feel like I was like, oh shit, we have to go to this. And this is funny because the only cousin Aaron, friend of the pod, his only ICP show ever was this show, but he did not go to the after party. So we're like, you missed the best psychopathic show.
Did he go with you, or he just was randomly?
He was with a couple buddies, and we like met him on the floor, and then lost each other during ICP, and then we all went to the after party and lost him. I'm like, man, too bad you didn't follow us. What happening? Maybe
you would have gotten there on time.
I still made it in.
That's all that counts. You were one of between the 1,000 and 1,100. You want to talk about what the show actually was?
Yeah, so when you got there, spooky music playing, always like a bad thing. There was a small ICP set, which I remember, but I don't remember anything they played. Sans Fago, maybe like 3-4 songs.
I remember walking in during their set. So either they actually started early, or it took us forever to get there. I really don't remember. But I specifically remember walking in during their set.
Which is crazy, because you're leaving the state fairgrounds at the same time they are.
Yeah, unless they just fucking raced there somehow, or we got delayed.
See, maybe you went the wrong way too, and you just don't remember it.
I mean, I don't remember parking or doing any of that. I remember being there, but I don't remember the...
Yeah.
I remember lollygagging a little bit in the parking lot, but that's for next week. That's not for this week.
Eat some Sergeant Pepperoni maybe at the...
Oh, I wish. That sounds great.
Yeah, so I remember catching some ICP. I don't remember anything about it, other than it was short. And then we had the Zug Island set.
Great.
They had the corn stalks. We'll get into it. Pumpkins everywhere.
Well, might as well just do... let's
do it now,
through it. Yeah, we're going through it.
So this was, according to timeline, which makes sense, we had the Zug Island show for... Originally it was for invited guests, and then they let in fans.
Yes.
You went to this, right?
Yes. Rex and I went to
shelter.
that, and there's a whole story about that.
We'll save that for crack tile season. But anyways, that happened a few weeks before this, give or take.
Yeah, I'd have to find the timeline. I'm sure
like September, I think it was.
Figure it out, but...
When I was digging, I feel like I seen that like mid-September or something like that.
I definitely... It was a Monday, and I'm positive I drove to school. I was home for the weekend. I drove to school for classes, drove back for that show, and drove back for Tuesday. Just for that Zug show.
Worth it.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, there's a funny story that me and Rex always tell that I don't know if anyone else needs to know, but if we ever talk about it, we'll get to that.
Yeah. So that happened like mid-September, and this would be the first like official big Zug Island set,
which is cool. Like I didn't realize that. That's real cool.
And I kind of remember that because I was like curious what they were. Like I think there was a single or two online at the time, but like I remember being pretty fucking close to the stage, and them coming out just loud as shit, jamming out to I imagine it was a short set, but 5-6 songs. And there was haystacks all along the stage, pumpkins.
Bales of hay, just as far as the eye can see.
And so we didn't get to the merch of Hallowicked, which we'll get to at the end. But there is specific merch just at the after party.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hoodie, which if anyone has the Hallowicked 2001 hoodie, I'd like it. I lost mine. I don't have it anymore. It was awesome. But I also, at the after party, not an exclusive shirt, but I bought a Bags t-shirt, which I had tucked in my back pocket. It has the bales of hay rained down upon my head. Fucking hay all inside I was wearing the hoodie. Thank God I didn't lose it. Got to enjoy that for a few years. All the hay stuck in my hoodie, and as pumpkins and hay was raining down on me, the bag shirt fell out. It was lost into the sea, the abyss of juggalos.
It was $20 well spent.
Still there under the stage, probably. They swept it right under it with all the hay.
Why did you buy a bag shirt?
I don't know. I thought it looked cool. So, as I'm sitting here, I'm wearing a...
If anyone out there has a bag shirt, if you want to donate it to Chris's cause.
Get it back to the collection. So I'm sitting here wearing the Twisted Hallowicked Motherfucko shirt. I have the ICP tour shirt, which I hate. Like, epitome of what I don't like. It's just the tour poster with the dates in the back. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, I never buy it. I have that here. I had the hoodie. All like the exclusive merch. I didn't buy the jersey. Did you get the Twisted orange jersey? Do you remember that?
Was that the Freak Show jersey?
I think so. I think that was the one for that.
I didn't think that was exclusive to that.
They had an orange jersey just for that weekend, I thought.
If it's the one that I'm thinking of, where it was the number 13 and the juggalo across the back, it may have started there, but I don't...
They continued after.
I think so. I don't think that was as rare. 2000 was the rare jersey. 2001, I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Nonetheless, there's all the themed Hallowicked merch. Whatever reason, at the after party, I seen the bag shirt. I go, that looks cool. I want that. It had like the lyrics on the back.
So dumb.
I don't even remember what the front looked like.
Just a green picture of them.
Yeah. Let's see, they look cool. Green, spooky picture of them.
So dumb. Mr. Pothead over here getting the bag shirt. But regardless or irregardless.
Do you have any memories of Zug's set?
Kind of. Like, I don't remember the songs, but I do remember the hay. I feel like either through singles online or from seeing them, like me and Rex kind of knew the words.
Yeah.
So that's always funny. Like, that was definitely in that era of going to shows. It's been like Blaze for I'm sure. You saw him so many times that you knew the words before it came out. Like, we used to do that with Paradigm all the time. So I feel like we knew it, but I don't like have a vivid memory of like set list or whatever.
I remember it being loud, and because it was a band, and it's different for most psychopathic shows. I always remember too, you were a big defender of Zug.
Oh, I still am. I love Zug Island.
But like on PT, going back digging, you'd always be like, I know it's not rap and what people are into. But you gotta give it a chance. I was like, you were the Zug dude at the very beginning.
We joked about it, but we didn't start it. That night, Rex and I said Zuggalo. We're like, we're Zuggalo. I was like, this is a new word.
It fits well.
And yeah, I stand by that. I'm still a defender of them.
I like Zug, but I only know like that first album.
Well, I only have two. So you're halfway there.
Don't they have some like random tracks out there floating around?
They have the two, and they have a best of, and they have with like 4 new tracks, and then they have the 2 on like Spotify that are like 7 or 8 songs each. Okay. But they're mostly, there's covers, there's repeats. Mm-hmm. There's one, here you go, now we're just talking Zug Island. There's one on one of those called Idiot that Rex and I heard them play all, as I punched the microphone, all through that early era and never made it to a CD. And we're like, whatever happened to that song?
And then you finally heard it somewhere?
Yeah, 20 years later we heard it, and it's like, oh, yeah, that was it. Like, that's what we were waiting for.
That's cool. You find something like that.
What was the question? Oh, defending Zug Island.
No, talking about Zug at the time.
Yeah, fucking love them. Still do. I'll go get a Zug tattoo right now.
Get a Zug remember, well, one more stop on the Zug train before we move along in the after party. Do you remember the sweet-ass Northern Lights Lounge show we seen them?
I don't remember it as much as I wish I did, but yes.
It was like acoustic. Zug with Sin just sitting in a chair singing.
We were sitting at like round tables.
Yeah, and like so we were sitting, and a friend of ours, we call Reggie. His name's Reggie, but we haven't referenced him. Is what I'm saying.
Reggie, we have a friend Reggie. We call him Reggie.
I don't think we've referenced him on the pod yet, but if you're from the Metro Detroit area and you're a Juggalo, you know him. He's the mayor of the Juggalos. But I remember he was like at a round table a little bit ahead of us, and he kept looking back and like pointing at us because he knew we were like into them,
and he was singing louder than
yeah. That place had a shuffleboard. Northern Lights Lounge is a cool little bar, but anyways, that was Zug Island.
And I'll just tie that up with one quick one that no one else will care about. At that show, at the acoustic show, they played an STP cover that I didn't really know until after the fact. Now, every time, now we're tying up multiple stories, I'm sorry. My boy Joey V ended up playing for Zug.
Yeah.
Now, when he does solo sets, he specifically does that STP cover. The last time we went and saw him, when we came in, he saw me and he put it on the set list.
Yes.
Because he knows that,
that's your jam.
Because I forget what we were doing. We were somewhere, and I'm like, why, oh, maybe it was a Zug set. And I'm like, why don't you guys do Atlanta anymore? And he's like, oh, fuck, I need to talk to G Money and tell him, like, we need to put that back in. So I think he associates that with me, and he did it. He played it earlier in the night, and when he saw me and Melissa come in, he's like, I usually don't play the same song twice, but we're going to play it again.
That's sweet.
So that's a real cool song. So that's just ties back to that.
Yeah, that acoustic show.
Yeah.
That's probably the last time I seen those guys.
Oh my God. You didn't see them at like a random Hallowicked or?
Could have been. But I haven't been to a Hallowicked since 2011. It's been a long time.
They did some randoms, but no, I feel you. They're I don't want to say they're few and far between, but they're hard to catch up with. Oh, I love Zug Island. We talk about them forever. But who do I love almost as much as Blaze? So that's what we're...
I seen you looking some up, so I didn't know if you had something...
Oh, no, I'm finding...
the bag shirt.
There's your bag shirt. Can you see that?
Yeah, the front of it's kind of cool. I don't know why I bought that.
On the back has the lyrics, I hope you brought the papers, I know you brought the trees, for roll another joint and pass that shit to me. To the other day, it really bothered me.
That beat was fire on that track.
Whole fucking song on there.
They had a bunch of good weed smoking songs. Hydro, man.
You're so fucking dumb. Bag shirt.
Anyways, we're down to the headliner of the after party, Blaze You Dead Homie. This was his record release party. He
fucking tore it up.
Doing triple time. on the show. He did fucking Dark Lotus. He did his solo set, Hallowicked, and now he's back headlining the after party.
Doing songs.
He's like fucking Macho Man at WrestleMania 5. The dude's fucking all out there.
Did he change his outfit every time?
I'm sure he did.
He's like CM Punk at the 2004 TPI, changing his tights. You may be hearing for that in the future. Just be on the lookout.
Big Blaze, holding it down. So I did get a few notes. I think this is from the Jelly Nuts recap.
Madrox, what a fucking show. The first one you're going to say I'm already going to mark out for.
Madrox came out for Grave Ain't No Place.
Have they ever done that since?
Maybe they do it right now on this tour.
Oh my God. I'll be on stage naked.
Naked. There's going to be a lot of jizz over that show.
Even at the time,
I remember marking hard
how
for that.
Cool that was.
Yeah.
We're like, this is fucking awesome.
And then Jay came out for Straight Outta Detroit.
I don't really remember that, but I mean,
remember that because you had Jay, you had everyone there. That might be the only time that was ever done because you had Jay, ABK, and Blaze all doing that live.
Yeah, it's one of those songs that like they should have been doing a million times with all of these.
Right.
But yeah, how many times did all the pieces fall together?
But those are the only two notes that I have from that recap or some other recap. I have no other rundown of what track listing was, but
I think I don't remember if it was on the last episode, but very tied to how they looked at the show. I distinctly remember Twisted coming out all white face paint with X's over their eyes. So that was kind of like a different look for them.
Right.
Why they did that for no, like, are they supposed to be dead? Like, you know,
Right.
like Mario when he
For
had
Blaze.
X's for eyes? Yeah. Do you remember the story? Like, was Jamie? Okay.
Involving Jamie Madrox on stage.
What song was it? We have no clue.
I mean, it had to be during this, because unless he just hung out afterwards.
I feel like just everyone was partying and
Yeah.
like everyone was on stage.
Yeah, very like crew show where everyone just like celebrating Blaze's album, which is cool.
Yeah. Do you want to?
No, you go ahead. You're good at telling a
This
story.
is how I remember it. Everyone's on stage. There are people, fans, marks, if you will.
Juggalos.
Yes, I'm sorry. Up on stage, you know, they nicely get removed when they're there for too long. There is a girl who was up on stage for way too long.
As he's explaining this, we were very close to the stage. We were at...
I feel like we're on the stage looking at it to the right.
Yeah, like right...
Pretty fucking close.
2-3 rows deep. Yeah, right up there.
This was right in front of us.
Because we already had the hay rain down on us during Zug, so we're right up there.
And we are Blaze marks at this point.
100%.
This girl is lollygagging up front. I picture her being like a step or two off of the front of the stage. No one's doing anything about it. Fucking the multiple man himself, Jamie Madrox, takes a running start.
Oh, yeah.
And
From the back of the stage.
fucking pushes this girl. Do you remember him pushing her or kicking her?
I thought he gave her the boot to the ass.
I wanted to say that, but then I didn't know if he just like two-handed her. I kind of remember the big boot.
Yeah, I thought he kicked her right in the buttocks.
And just fucking right down, right
She
into
went
the
flying
crowd.
into the crowd.
Oh, she was not having getting off the stage, but he sure fucking put her off. Oh.
Man, that was the era, though. If you're hanging around a little too long, someone's going to toss your ass.
Yeah, that's the price you pay.
Happened to me at a Cottonmouth show.
Yeah, that's not his fault. Like, that's not a anti-Jamie story.
No,
that was like a fucking pro-Jamie story.
Different times.
If you do it again, that's what you get.
Yeah, fucked up people dancing on stage too long. You should know. You should have a sense of where you're at to know, okay,
Yeah.
I did a little something, get off. Happened to me. As I said, Cottonmouth Kings, Clutch Cargos, I got on stage. I don't think I was drinking or high or anything at the time. I was just on stage. Crowd started dancing. The tax man came up behind me, just boom, elbowed me in the back. I went flying into the crowd. So it happens to the best of us.
You know, and you know that like nowadays they'll be like, well, you have to ask him nicely to leave, and like, but I mean, yeah, there's a time.
Well, now there's more security, like people in charge of that.
But if you just like hunker down, someone at every venue in the country is going to choke you out, push you down, drag you out. Like there's no
right,
and it's more so in wrestling that if you step over a line, it's free shot.
Wrestling and football is like an unspoken word.
Football.
Did you watch recently that guy who was protesting the Monday night game?
No.
I forgot what he was protesting. He ran out. He had like a smoke grenade or whatever in his hand. And security couldn't catch him. And I forgot what player it was. The player sees him. He's like, all right. Steps out, just rocks him to the ground, holds him down. So security grabs him and just walks away.
That's great. And that's... You could argue that you shouldn't be doing shit like that, but yeah, if you put your
once you enter their realm, it's fair game.
Yeah,
I think that should be an unspoken word. Like, I'm fine if someone wants to leap onto a stage, onto a field, into a ring, but they also consequences. It should happen.
Yeah.
And I love both of them. I love watching the participant, and I love watching the fucking act or football player or wrestler just rock them.
If you're a wrestling fan, if you've ever seen someone get in the ring with Eddie Guerrero,
Macho Man in the late 90s WCW, for whatever reason, everyone wanted to jump in the ring, and Macho Man was in the ring, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was the dumbest idea ever. Man, Eddie knocked out at least one or two people. That ladder match?
Yeah, him and RVD, right? Someone jumped in the ring,
fucking
boom.
wrecked someone. So yeah, it's fair game. So
and Jamie didn't really do anything other than just I said a little bootski.
But in my head, he ran fucking the furthest distance possible, as fast as possible. And I don't know if anyone else saw it, but we definitely saw it. It was right in front of us.
That's researching for this episode. I said season. These couple episodes, I was like dying just to like stumble on some YouTube video of, because this is pre-cell phone cameras.
No one's videotaping.
Like you had to have a legit camera, even like audio. I would love, because there was audio of the Dark Lotus set from this Hallowicked, and that's it. And the next year, there's a ton of audio and shit from 02, and I'm like, man, I would love to have found some Afterparty shit. It's
funny that you say that, because me and Rex were just talking about this. It's got to be out there, but if there's any bootlegs of 99 Hallowicked or 2000 Riders Christmas Party, that's me. Like I snuck in a recorder, and
but you don't have that footage anymore.
It was audio.
Oh, you don't have the audio anymore. It's just
I may have it on tape, but if you see it like floating around,
you're the one who made those recordings.
Yes. So I'd have to look to see if I still have copies. But yeah, for sure. I want to say I made covers. Yes. So like, you record a tape and send it out to someone. Like that. I thought we made little bootleg covers. So yeah, if anyone has those, you're welcome. But I did not do that. No one. Yeah, I wish I would have at this point. Yeah, because we always paint this Afterparty as one of the best Juggalo shows we've been to. 100%. Yeah. It's tough because there's been a couple. Man, I guess we're already talking about it, right? Like, there's been a couple that were above and beyond awesome. And just off the top of my head, Carnival Carnage show was awesome.
Don't bring it up. I didn't go.
The Christmas party that they did, the acoustic, was awesome. Just stuff like that. And there's something else I'm missing. But this, for the longest time, was up there. For me personally, this could be a top 5 show that I ever went to.
And nothing like out of the ordinary. Like they're just, but like you said, Madrox coming out for that track, Jay coming out for Straight Outta Detroit. It was like super hyped. Like the crowd was fucking wild for it. Yeah. Zug's first set, getting wild, throwing shit.
ICP without Fago, I'll always give props to, because I fucking hate their shows with Fago. I hate it.
I love the Fago. So it's fun, but
to see that was
to
like,
me,
cool.
It's always something cool and different. Remember, speaking of, a couple of nights before the old Shaggy show at the Token Lounge, do you remember we went to the ICP show at the Token Lounge?
Yes, it was talk about them.
That was a nice little surprise.
They were going to do like the 17 coins of love or whatever, and like that was the first one, and then they didn't.
Well, that was supposed to be part of that.
No, it wasn't those 5. It wasn't those 5 coins.
Oh, it was something different.
It was like they were doing something for charity, and it was like 1 per month, and if you like, it was the acts of love or something.
Yeah, it was a charity show because you had to bring stuff for, or was you donated for the Humane Society? That was a Humane Society show.
But yeah, they only did like 1 or 2, and then that was.
But man, that was the same show that they were gonna do wrestling, right? And we were like, how are they getting a fucking wrestling ring in the Token Lounge?
Didn't the ring break? So
yeah, we drove by because I live right here, and I'm like, I could see them setting up. I couldn't figure out. But then we went to the show. I don't know what they expected, because they did Hoodoo, someone else, and then ICP did like a million. But it was super cool in that tiny little building.
Even though they probably the same that they did here. They probably only did like 8 songs. They didn't play for an hour and a half.
That's how Shaggy was last year there. But it was super cool because he did like 5 songs that like are bangers, and some you don't really hear live much. So those are always little hidden gems when you catch them for those little mini sets.
Yeah.
Last year's Yum Yum Bedlam, a little race party.
Mm-hmm. That was like
4 songs, not even much, but 4 you don't really hear. They fucking school bus song.
They did. That's the only time they've done a
Beautiful
Yum Yum
live.
Yeah, the only Yum Yum song they've done live, and it was there.
No,
not Beautiful. Not that one. The one that they do with that fucking asshole. That's their new Legs Diamond off of Yum Yum Bedlam.
They did that at the release party?
Yes.
God, I don't remember that.
I don't think he came out and did it. What's his name? I don't even know what his fucking
Roadside
name is.
Ghost?
Yes. I don't think he was there. I think it was just Jay. And we're like, what is this? But that's the only time they've played that.
Okay.
But yeah, they did the Christina Aguilera song. Yeah, that was great.
Marked hard for that.
Oh. Yeah, when you can see them do a little one-off shit, that's always cool.
So hopefully, this weekend, as we're rolling into Juggalo weekend, we get a little fun flavor out there.
It's highly possible.
Maybe the DJ Clay after party. Who knows?
Yeah, there's always it's a fine line between surprises and telling you when something's going to happen so that you know to be there.
Yeah, we were in a good era of surprises, but there might be more. You never know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if not, but you gotta try. You gotta go for them.
Speaking of surprises, we're happy to bring you this little bonus surprise. These little Hallowicked 01 episodes for you. Do you have anything else for the after party or for Children of the Wasteland?
No, that is all.
All right. That was cool. I like talking about that after party because that was, one of the cooler things we've ever been to.
It's cool to be able to bring up things like that kind of tie to a song but are not, we wouldn't be doing an episode on that. So it's cool to be able to bring those things into the songs. Yeah,
we touch on little stories like that, but this is definitely a reason to talk about it. So if anyone wants to talk about that, you've been there, you have other stories, you know where to find us. At Juggalo RWD on all social medias. Call us 810-666-1570 or email us juggalorwd@gmail.com. Like and review and all that stuff wherever you listen, and share with everyone. Let everyone know what fun we're having over here. Just dropping Halloween episodes when you least expect it. So that's how we do it.
A little treat ski.
All right. I think that's it for Children of the Wasteland. Stay tuned if you haven't already listened for episode 3. Soon to come. Already in your inbox as we speak. So once you're done here, click over there, follow along.
We're becoming a binge-worthy podcast, dropping them all at once.
We are. People are not going to be able to keep up. That's why we're going to take a little break.
Yeah, that's a little break for season 4.
My God, I need a rest. All right, that's episode 2, Children of the Wasteland, Juggalo Rewind. We will see you next time. Thank you. All music played in this episode and in this entire season is owned by the respective publishers and copyright holders and is reproduced for review purposes only under fair use.